There is a way of living where you are not just surviving but deeply alive, where every breath is a gift, every moment a miracle, not because life is always easy, but because you are present. Present in such a way that nothing escapes your awareness. Not a smile, not a tear, not even the silence between words. To live like this means to stop dividing life into good and bad, happy and sad, and to start meeting life as it comes, fully, like the sky receives both sunlight and storm. When you are truly alive, you don't run from pain and you don't cling to pleasure. You taste both. You don't hold back from joy, nor resist sorrow. You walk through each season like the earth does, quietly, patiently, without judgment. Can you look at a moment of heartbreak and feel it without escaping into distractions? Can you sit with your anger like a parent sits with a hurting child, not trying to fix it, just to understand it? This is what it means to live completely, not to escape anything but to include everything. Imagine this. You're making tea in the kitchen, the water is boiling, your hands are moving, steam rises, but your mind is already at work, worrying about tomorrow's meeting. You're not really there. Now imagine a different way. You're making tea, and you are just making tea. You are one with the act. You feel the warmth of the cup, you hear the bubbling water, you smell the rising aroma. In that moment, time slows down. You are not split between thought and action. You are whole. This is presence. Life asks only this from you. Be here. Whether you're washing dishes or holding a loved one, walking in traffic or sitting with silence, be there. Let your whole being flow into the act, without division. And something miraculous happens when you do this. Life starts to respond. What seemed ordinary begins to shine. Even mundane moments begin to glow with peace because you are not trying to be somewhere else. Consider the way most people live, chasing moments that aren't here, clinging to memories, fearing the future. This creates tension. The mind becomes a battlefield of regrets and hopes. But when you step out of this, you discover a deep stillness, a quiet joy, a freedom that doesn't depend on what's happening outside. It's like coming home, not to a place, but to yourself. And this is the heart of true living. Not in achievement, not in becoming someone, but in being. Being present with the wind as it touches your face. Being with the words someone speaks to you, not just hearing them, but feeling them. Being with yourself when no one else is watching. From this depth, all understanding arises, not from books or beliefs, but from direct contact with life. Even suffering becomes a teacher when you don't resist it. There is a kind of wisdom that is born only in pain, a kind of light that is only visible in darkness. To live fully means to embrace even these moments, not with resignation but with a deep yes. Not a passive acceptance, but an active presence. You breathe into the pain, feel it in your chest, let it speak, and in doing so you become softer, deeper, more human. Imagine someone betrays you. The natural tendency is to recoil, to harden, to build walls. But what if you didn't close? What if you allowed yourself to feel the sting completely without running? Then something changes. The pain reveals your strength. Your heart grows wider. And next time you meet someone, you meet them not from fear, but from wisdom. This doesn't mean you become passive. It means you stop reacting blindly. You act, but not from impulse. You speak, but from clarity. You move, but with grace. Life becomes a dance, not a fight. Each person you meet becomes a mirror, each event a message. Nothing is wasted. And through all this, something even more beautiful begins to emerge. You. Not the personality, not the image, but your essence. The silent awareness behind all experience. That which is always watching, always still, always at peace. When you begin to live from this place, life is no longer a problem to solve, but a mystery to live. There is a moment in every ordinary day when the extraordinary tries to whisper to you. Maybe it's in the way sunlight filters through the curtains, how a child laughs without reason, or how the evening wind touches your face with tenderness. But if your mind is loud, you will miss it. The deeper truth of life is not hidden. It is simply drowned by constant noise, distraction, and thought. Most people are not living. They are waiting. Waiting for the weekend, for success, for the right partner, for peace, for happiness, for some distant perfection that never arrives. But life is not something that happens later. It is happening now, in this moment, in this breath, in this heartbeat. If you cannot live now, you will never live. The idea of a perfect future is the biggest illusion. Life is always now. Take a simple example. Standing in a long line at the grocery store, the common response is impatience, irritation, scrolling on the phone to escape the boredom. But what if instead you just stood there fully? Feel your feet on the ground, hear the hum of the room, watch people with curiosity. Notice how your mind keeps wanting to escape. Smile gently at your own restlessness. Suddenly, the moment transforms. What was once a waste of time becomes an opening, a quiet meditation. True living is not found in the exotic, the rare, or the spectacular. It is hidden in the details. In sipping water slowly. In tying your shoelaces with care. In really looking at someone when they speak. When you start to live like this, the entire quality of your life changes. You no longer feel lost because you are rooted in each moment. You no longer feel empty because you are full with awareness. Even in chaos, there can be peace. It's not about changing the world around you, but changing how you relate to it. Your job might be stressful, your relationships may be messy, your plans might fail. But if you meet each of these moments fully, with awareness, with presence, with openness, you will not be broken. You may bend, but you will not break. And what about emotions? Fear, anger, jealousy, desire. Can you meet them too? Not suppressing, not acting out, but watching. There is great power in this. Emotions are like waves. If you resist them, they crash harder. If you ride them with awareness, they pass through. Let the fear rise. Let it tremble in your chest. Just watch. Don't label it. Don't judge it. Something inside you remains still. That stillness is your strength. Let's take another real example. You're arguing with your partner. Emotions are high. The temptation is to shout, defend, prove yourself right. But pause. Breathe. Feel the tension in your body. Watch the urge to react. Say nothing for a moment. In that silence, something soft opens. From there you might speak, not with anger, but with truth. Not with blame, but with clarity. This is not suppression. This is conscious response. This is power rooted in presence. And that presence grows the more you live with attention. Whether you're cooking, walking, working, or resting, bring your awareness fully into it. The mind will wander. That's natural. Gently bring it back, again and again, like a bird returning to its nest. With time, awareness becomes your natural state. Not something you do, but something you are. As you live like this, you begin to see life as a whole. Not a series of separate events, but one continuous movement. The good and bad are not two. They are waves of the same ocean. Gain and loss, birth and death, joy and sorrow, they all belong. You stop clinging to one and resisting the other. You move with the rhythm of life like a leaf dances with the wind. And this brings a strange peace. A peace that is not the absence of pain, but the presence of depth. You are no longer tossed around by life because you are no longer trying to control it. You have surrendered, not as defeat, but as a deep trust. Trust in life. Trust in the moment. Trust in that quiet intelligence which flows through everything.